Welcome to the Denis Terzic Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Denis Terzic Show. Today we have a very special guest, Papaa Kodzi, the one and only. Why don't you give yourself a little introduction?
Cool. What's up, man? Well, first, let me say thank you.
For sure.
Let me say thank you, man. Dennis, this has been cool to just kind of like watch you just skyrocket.
Not
so
yet.
I'm one of those like I knew him when.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those.
Right back at you.
But man, yeah, my name is Papaa Kodzi. We met at Rollins, where we both went to undergrad, and yeah, I do different things. You know, we both love working out. I'm a little bit of a creative, so I do photography and spoken word poetry, that type of stuff. I'm a little bit of a writer too, but mostly I just watch this man. That's all I do, man.
A man of many talents, as you can see. Man has inspired me a lot throughout life, throughout the college years as well. I know when I was going through some hard things, I remember talking to him back at the radio station.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
This man is an inspiration, so I highly recommend you check him out. He also puts his own content out on his Instagram. Do you have a YouTube as well?
I don't have a YouTube.
We gotta get you on that.
I know. I mean, I'm sure. Like, I think I've posted a few videos here and there of just like some old stuff that I've done before, but I haven't really, taken initiative to like make it one of my main platforms. So if you say so, I gotta do it.
Hey, Papaa Kodzi Show coming soon. Stay tuned.
You heard it here first.
Exactly. But great men inspire great men. We're here today with a great man that hopefully will share some wisdom with you all and inspire you all like he has inspired me. So I understand you finished your MBA today, not today, but recently.
I was a May graduate from Carmer, which is the Rollins College, like MBA graduate school. And man, that thing was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough. I don't even know, man. I think back on it, and I'm like, halfway through was actually not even halfway through. I think maybe halfway through the first semester, so like a quarter of the way through. For the way that Rollins does it, or Carmer does it, is like you really get front loaded with a lot of difficulty in your classes.
Yeah.
And so like that first few weeks, that first semester, that first year is so much harder than that second year.
Yeah.
And oh man, like that was really like, do you have the grit to get through this? Do you really have the grit to get through this? Because I was struggling, man. I remember I'd be like up 2, 3 a.m. and then wake up at like 5, trying to get work done, or like trying to understand like accounting things I didn't really know, or like.
That was difficult though, like, yo.
Like, what am I doing taking a class called financial derivatives? I ain't got no idea what that is. But it's definitely a really, in my opinion, I think it's a really useful degree because you get to, at least in the first year for Carver, like, you got to look at like all facets of what running a business could be like, right? So even the stuff that I wasn't confident in was more the financial side, the accounting side, and I knew I was great at, the management, the leadership, the marketing side.
Right.
But, I couldn't, like, it just took so much effort to wrap my head around it. But it forces you to get good.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, but you just finished yours too, right?
Yeah, I finished mine 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
How
nice.
long ago did you finish yours?
May was, 2-3 months
3
ago?
months ago. Yeah, all right, so you beat me to it. You beat me to it. But yeah, no, like right back at you with the whole accounting and the finance. I found those very difficult.
Yeah.
But it's like leadership, slice of cake, you know.
Right.
Everything else was really easy, but I mean that's why you hire other people to do things in your business.
That's true.
It's understanding your strengths and your weaknesses.
That's true.
And I feel like the MBA definitely helps you like understand the inner workings of a business more, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
And I think it's an experience that anyone in the business world or like anyone that's thinking about entrepreneurship should kind of just get that information from.
For sure. And I think if you go to a program which has like motivated people in your cohort too, I think you also learn just as much from them as you do from like the coursework, the curriculum. Like I went to school with some great people, like some really smart guys who are doing great things. guys, men and women.
Yeah.
We're doing
And they them.
And they them. Everybody. So I went to school with some really great people.
Yeah, there we go.
Really smart business people who yeah, they're doing great things. And so like even to like watch the beginning of their journey and having them like push me as well. Yeah, was really valuable for me. And I actually have a question for you because since we're talking about it. Okay.
While we're here.
Do you think, because you talk about how the NBA kind of forces you to get good at things that you're not good at.
Right.
Do you think, like, for building a team, like, which one is more valuable to have, like, a lot of people who are, like, well-versed in everything, or, like, picking people with, like, exceptional strengths in one area?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That is a really good question. I'm going to tell you my answer, but I want to know what you think, too.
Sure, I got you.
So, in my opinion, it's kind of I don't want to say loaded question, but there's a lot of different moving parts to it.
For sure.
Because typically it's very difficult to find people that are very well versed in a lot of different things. Like you always have people that are better at this thing and are better at that thing. Like even me, I feel like I'm pretty well versed in a little bit of everything, but I know like accounting, that's not for me. But I also feel like the CEO or the head of the company or the manager, typically those are going to be the people that have that well-versed, so they know a little bit about each department. And I feel like those are the people that are the CEO, the number ones. They're kind of the people bringing it together. And then they hire those people that are good in specific categories and help operate the entire system. And because they're so well-versed, they're able to like check in on each department.
Yeah.
But if you got a lot of number ones in a company, it's like, what if you put LeBron, like all the best players on the same team? You know, it's going to be very difficult to have a well-functioning team.
Yeah.
And also another part of that is experience, because even though I'm like very good at a lot of different things, I know there's someone else older than me with more experience that's also good at a lot of different things.
Sure.
So it might be good to have me in the company to be able to like work my way up and build up.
Right.
So you definitely want to look out for that, like in a business, in a company as a leader. But I feel like if you're starting out a startup, you need to have those like specific role players.
Gotcha.
Like if everyone's just handling the ball and ball hogging, you can't really toss a layup and do an alley-oop. You know what I mean?
You do need role players. I like that analogy. I think
So you like sports, so
That's good. You're speaking my language. Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of benefit in being like the best at XYZ, right? Good at or exceptionally well at something. And I think for me that goes back to, if you want to talk sports, my first love in sports was track and field.
Yeah.
And so like I ran that growing up. My grandfather, he was like an Olympic track coach.
Really? Wow.
For the Ghana national team. My dad ran track in college, and so like track is like, it was like that's the one thing I had to do. And the thing about it, it's like it's a team sport, but it's also a highly individual sport, right? And so you're the only time that you're kind of running together as a team is maybe relays. But even if you're in a different event, you're racing against everybody, including your teammates.
Right.
But as like a player, you might think like, okay, this is a pretty individual sport. I just want to win my race.
Yeah.
But as a coach, what you do is like you place people in races that you think they're going to perform well in, so that your entire team can have the best overall score.
Yeah.
And so like that's one of the approaches that I take to leadership, that I take to like teaming is, number one, like can I identify the strengths of the people that I have in my circle, or the people that are potentially going to be a part of this team, and then two, can I actually utilize those in an effective manner? Because I think like everybody, you want to talk about like employee satisfaction and motivation and just people just liking what they do. But people like to do what they're good at.
100%.
You know, like you put them in a place where they're able to use their natural gifts, they're able to use their passions and their talents. They're gonna be motivated to excel, and when they excel, the whole team is, the whole company is successful.
Yeah.
And so I think overall that's the philosophy that I take to like team building. But there is one part of me that's just like, I don't know, like I just want to collect them all, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just want to have all the skills. I just want to like invest like in learning all these different things, even though I might not be good at it, because like there is that like long-term vision, right? Is that okay? If I say I'm going to be the best marketer in the world, and I only learn marketing, and I only learn from marketing people, and I'm only in marketing roles for the rest of my life, you know, and then all of a sudden somebody asks me to, you know, be an executive guy at a company somewhere. Even as a CMO, you need to have like a knowledge of the wider context,
Right.
And so I know it's hard deciding like, you know, how much effort I should focus into, you know, getting better at things I'm already good at, or like shoring up some of my weaknesses. But that's a big question.
So is it that question you asked me is kind of for you to help you figure out your own path, or is that kind of like?
This is a reflection of things I've been thinking about.
I got you.
I want to know your opinion, because I think, you know, as young professionals, right? Like we have an option to make that choice for ourselves right now. As in, what types of projects are we taking on at work? What types of even roles are we applying for? Is it roles I'm applying for? But right now, if you didn't know, I'm looking for a job. You know, so you know,
if you hire it.
But I've been applying to like a whole variety of different roles.
Right.
Some that are like really like just kind of like the next step forward in my path, and some that are maybe a little bit adjacent to what I've been already doing.
Right.
And so those ones that are a little bit like tangential to what I'm already doing, it's like those may be passions of mine. Those may be things that I know that I can do but I haven't done yet. Or there's things like, oh, maybe eventually I want to get there. Versus things that, okay, based on my experience, I can 100% do this. You know that I can do this. I'm experienced in this already.
Right.
And I'm already good at this and demonstrating that I'm good at this. So that's what's just been going through my mind too, is like, do I want to be, you know, a jack of all trades, or do I want to, you know, really excel at, be known for one thing, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, we're still young, you know, and that can change, and I feel like it's meant to change, because almost everyone that I talk to, like executive level, at any level, like they have gone through so many changes throughout their careers. Even at the company I'm working for right now, they were in spaces like completely different from what they're doing right now, roles and industries, and it's just a part of the process. It's part of the plan. I feel like you should never shy away from those new experiences if you are looking for a role. It just depends on like if it suits you, you know, like if you're interested in learning it, take it. If it's something you're absolutely disinterested in, then you shouldn't like pursue it.
Right.
But I don't think you should, even if you're the slightest bit interested in it, I think you should look at it as a serious option, because in my opinion, something that's helped me personally, like in my professional career and everything else that I do on the side, like business, like my personal brand, atmospheric, like all those different things has come from me like trying out every little thing. Like videography, that was me trying something out and I liked it. Photography, I do a little bit of that just for fun, like not charging people, but like nature. Muay Thai, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's not necessarily professional things, it's just trying all these things so you find what you like. I might not like those things tomorrow, but for right now, it's serving a purpose and I enjoy it. Professionally, my first job out of college, if y'all didn't know this, assistant manager at 7-Eleven. That was like COVID hit, all my offers got pulled from everywhere else. 7-Eleven, little polo in the hood, dude, like crazy 7-Eleven stories. Let me tell you, the people that show up at like 2-3 a.m., bro, like.
I'm sure.
But I was getting paid $12.50 an hour. I was working 60 hours a week minimum, making $12.50 an hour.
Wow.
And some weeks I hit like 80 hours.
Wow.
It was rough, dog.
That's a grind, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did that for 2-3 months, had enough, quit, put my 2 weeks in, you know, even though it's 7-Eleven, still put my 2 weeks in. Then I got a new job, worked my way up in that company.
Nice.
And now I just transferred to a new role. But it's not just the job that you're doing, but it's also everything you do outside of those working hours. Because just like you had a job, you got your MBA.
Yeah,
I had a job, I got my MBA. I'm doing all these different things that interest me on the side, because when the opportunity presents itself, like let's say right now you could find a role doing like marketing for $40K.
Sure.
and you just stay with that, and you're like marketing, and that's kind of all you're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get like 50K next year, 70K, and like build up. But let's say you're doing marketing, but you like marketing, you like marketing, but maybe you want to manage marketing projects, or maybe you want to focus on a different part of marketing. Then you could do what I'm doing, project management. If you want to like manage those projects, I'm gonna just like try to correlate that to marketing.
Yeah.
Then you start like working on project management, like certifications, and like getting that knowledge and experience there, like on the back end, not a job or anything, just like working through, getting the knowledge. Then a year down the line, the opportunity presents itself, marketing project manager.
Hey.
And now you say, yeah, hey, here's my certifications,
Right.
This is what I've been doing,
Right.
This is the knowledge that I have, versus like, I just know marketing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just those little things that set you apart and help make yourself more, not presentable, but enticing.
Like a more well-rounded candidate.
Exactly.
Yeah, for a role like that. That's
because if they're looking at two people, both have a year experience in marketing, but you have these project management certifications.
Hey, hire me.
Yeah, exactly. Good smile, got the glasses on.
Yeah, man.
We out here, come on.
So no, that's good. That's definitely good advice. Yeah, like the things that you do outside the 9 to 5, are the ones that really can set you apart, for sure.
And so once again, great man, hard worker. I gotta put that in there. If you couldn't tell, always hits the gym, always doing those extra things. Hey. But no, like dead ass. The things we do now is what's gonna set ourselves apart from everyone else in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
And you don't see the effect of anything instantly. You see it. It's like there's a time lag. I saw this video the other day. It's like a time lag.
Mm-hmm.
What you do today isn't going to affect you tomorrow, but it's going to affect you in a few months.
Yeah.
Going to the gym
that's
consistently, eating right, isn't going to affect you tomorrow,
Yeah.
but 3 months down the line, you'll start seeing the results.
Exactly.
You'll feel better. You'll start looking better.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like what you do outside of your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Are you sitting at home and watching Netflix? And sometimes that's okay. Like I'll do it sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes you need a rest. But then you're gonna get up though. You're gonna get up afterwards.
Like some people just do that. Some people just go to the clubs, partying, spending their money. But it's like, okay, you have that candidate that works their 9 to 5 and like parties and wastes their time. But then you got Papaa doing his 9 to 5, making his money, getting his certifications, watching videos on YouTube, learning how to run businesses, running his business, putting out content, and it just gives you so much more experience. Like, so when I had my first job, when we got promoted, it was part of a big corporation, but it was still kind of a startup because there was it was a really high intensity ramping.
Okay.
So we had to build out like a whole new section of the company basically from scratch, and I was working 12-hour days for the company. And I was talking to one of my bosses. Yeah, it's rough. I was talking to one of my bosses, and he's like, "Dude, even though you work like a year in this role, you basically have 3 years worth of experience because of the hours that you put in and all the things that you did.
Mm-hmm.
It's the intensity. It's like working out, high intensity, high volume.
Yeah.
You get those reps in.
For sure.
The more reps you get in, not always the more reps, but
but
the more
it's
you
true.
put in.
I mean, 2 people can go to the gym for an hour, and depending on how much effort they want to give to the workout, how intentional they are about it, their results will be completely different. Like the effort that they put in, or it's even how tired they are at the end of the day. Right? It will be completely different. So. And
then not even that. Then what do you do when you go home? Are you eating pizza? I got pizza in the fridge. I'm not gonna lie. If you want a slice, I got you. But are you eating pizza or are you eating healthy? And once again, it's okay to like watch Netflix. It's okay to not eat healthy all the time. Like I've been eating healthy for like weeks on end, like for the past 4 months, like the same food, chicken and rice, baby. You don't need nothing else. So it's okay, but what are you doing 99% of the time?
Yeah.
Because that's what is going to create your life.
Yeah, that's good. And I think for that too, like a lot of people, I feel like they know kind of what they need, or like they know what's kind of good for them, right? But the hard part is actually like motivating yourself to do what you know is good for you.
But I don't think motivation exists. I think it's fake, bro. Like sometimes, bro. Like this is the thing. Sometimes you can watch a video on YouTube and be like, "Yeah, like I'm motivated," but that comes and goes so quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And discipline is the thing that sets you apart. It's not motivation. Like, do you feel motivated every single day to go to the gym?
Definitely not.
Hell no,
Definitely
bro.
not.
And people think I like going to the gym. They're like, wow, you must really like going. No,
Yeah.
it's work. I'm there to work.
For sure.
I'm tired. I
Yeah.
just got done doing my job.
Right.
Like I'm tired mentally, physically. Like I do not want to be here. But I show up every single day. And today, bro, I'm tired. I was about to be like, yo, Papa, like, stay home. I was gonna cancel on this and cancel Muay Thai, but I'm like, yo, who's the man I want to be?
Yeah.
Is like, you know, in the moment, it might be nice to chill on the couch and like watch TV, but is that gonna help me achieve the things that I want to achieve?
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you ended with that because
You would think the same thing.
no, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we were supposed to meet up yesterday, but man, so that's not
Another story. Yeah, another day.
But you said like it's the man that you want to be, the person that you want to achieve, and I think that's where that's what sets you apart because you have a really clear definition or clear idea of a goal, right? And I think that you want to talk about motivation and discipline. Discipline is definitely what like is the workhorse that'll carry you through for sure. But I think you need like a goal to actually be disciplined towards. I remember when I was first really, really starting to get in the gym like heavy. And there was at the school gym.
Yeah. Shout out Rollins.
Shout out Rollins.
We see this man all the time too, dog.
I'll be in there, bro. They have in one of the new gyms that they have, the biggest dumbbells that they had were hundreds.
Light work,
Yeah,
baby.
at the time.
Yeah.
At the time it wasn't. So I was like, you know what? By the end of the summer, I'm gonna be able to bench these hundreds. And I was like, okay. At the time, I was doing like 60.
Right.
I was doing like, I don't know. But for weeks, that was my goal. So, every third day or whichever day I would do chest, I'd be like, okay, last week I did 60s, okay, 65, okay, 70, 75. And I worked all the way up to getting to 100. And that speed of growth for me was different than anything I'd ever experienced.
Yeah.
Because I had a really, really clear goal. Literally, anytime I step in the gym, I could see that goal.
Yeah.
Those hundreds were laughing at me. Just sitting there. Like, you can't lift me yet. Come on, like, work harder. That's what it was for me. And so, yeah, definitely, like, clarity in a goal that you want, a goal that is ambitious, a goal that will stretch you. Not a goal that's like, like eventually I'll be able to get there if I just work average.
Right.
Like a goal that's actually elevating you towards something that like will take a lot out of you to be that. I think is really important for discipline. But I will say, I think there are moments too where you find joy or fulfillment in that discipline that you're talking about. And so like for me, I remember there's times in the gym or there's just times where maybe I'll use spoken word, for instance, where maybe somebody's hiring me to write something, create something, and then go, deliver the piece at an event or something like that. And for discipline in writing, like it's a lot different than discipline in the gym or discipline academically. You're really challenging yourself to be creative and to incorporate different ideas and, just to try to pull more out of yourself than you've ever done.
Right.
And I think with a lot of creative work, you can get down on yourself, like if it's not as good as you want it to be, right? Like it's like, like I wish.
The perfection.
Yeah, the perfectionist thing comes out. But I remember several times where I'm like, this isn't everything I want it to be. I'm practicing, I'm rehearsing, or maybe it's like a run through and people are hearing it for the first time, and you'll hear like, oh wow, like that really spoke to me, or oh wow, I love this part. And even the act of just like, maybe the whole thing didn't go right, but I said this part of the spoken word, like, oh, I nailed it, and that like gives me that piece of joy that like kind of renews my strength in motivation, or like renews my commitment to that discipline, right? When I have those moments of, wow, like like I'm doing really well, or wow, like I'm feeling happy doing this, or wow, like I just had a really great day, really great writing session, or something like that.
Right.
I think that just helps you too, because I think it's going to be really hard to be disciplined in something that never ever brings you joy, ever. Man, I don't even know if I could do that.
Yeah.
But like choosing the things that you're like, hey, I can be dedicated to this. This is a goal that I have. It's going to bring me joy. It's going to bring me happiness in the future. And even if the process of doing this right now is work, sometimes that work can be pleasurable. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes that work can give me an inner sense of contentment, of joy, of like achievement.
Yeah.
By just getting one step better. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing, like the people that watch Netflix all the day, they're dedicated to that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They're still dedicated. Like 5 o'clock, I'm off the clock. I'm gonna have a beer, watch my Netflix, eat my pizza. Like that's still dedication.
Right.
They're not motivated to do it, but it's dedication to the thing that they've always done. What the tough part is now, like breaking out of those habits that you've had, like built up year over year, and like wanting to change your life.
Yeah.
And going back to that whole like mission and the vision, that's to me that's life.
Yeah.
It's like, who do you want to be? So when you're on your deathbed, you get to be like, I became the man I wanted to be.
Right.
Do you want to be someone who watched Netflix all day, someone who ate pizza, who partied, who drank, who wasn't a good person towards others, who didn't help others along the way? You know what I'm saying? Like, or do you want to be someone that like helped everyone they came across, always like gave kindness to others, even though they had a shitty day, they still had a smile on their face and pushed through. Like, who do you want to be?
Yeah.
That's
a great question. And I think people don't ask themselves that.
no.
People don't ask themselves that. They don't have
That long-term vision.
Long-term vision, or just like an inner sense of who they are, that self-knowledge, right? They don't know who they are. And I think like you gotta know who you are to know who you want to be.
Damn. Hey, quote that.
That's a bar. I didn't even play that one. That's good. I'm serious. I said you gotta know who you are to know who you want to be. Yeah, I think that's good for sure, because I think there's definitely times in my life where either different events happened, or just moments where I was fundamentally changed, and I know that because of those moments, that shaped who I want to become. And I think that self-knowledge, that's definitely something that can't be taken away from you at all. Like if you have like a really good sense of like who you are, what you stand for,
Self-awareness,
right? Like nobody's gonna be able to push you or pull you into another, doing things you don't want to do, or believing things you don't want to believe, or influencing you to be less than who you are, because you know who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn. You got it, bro. That's the thing. Like, and I think especially like, we're both young men, so we'll talk on behalf of men. I feel like you need to know not only what your mission is and who you want to become, but you need like a code of honor. Like you think like, what is that mantra that you live by? I live to serve. I live to protect others. I live to provide happiness. You know what I mean? Like that daily thing where you have like 5-10 things and you're always committed to doing those things daily. So when like one of your buddies or like a girl you're dating, because girls like they be trying to get you in some shit.
They do. The amount of brothers that have fallen.
Yeah, bro. But it's like men are, and not in a sexist way, but men are supposed to lead. Men, like I believe that. I don't know what you believe, but I truly believe that men like need to lead, whether it's in a relationship or if it's a business. I'm not saying like you can't work together with your partner or whoever you're talking to, but you need to be able to lead. Like that. Like you think about the greats, Napoleon Dynamite, Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? Like all those people throughout history, they were good leaders. Everyone in the history books has been a great leader. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, great leaders, any era. And as a man, you have to be able to do that, and you can't lead if you don't know what you're leading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, imagine being a leader, watching Netflix all day, and being like, "Yo, y'all should like go work hard while
you still watching? Yeah. And I think
Netflix be roasting you like that though. Like, yo, you still there?
You want a break? Like,
Get up, shit.
We're about to go to commercial break.
I'm pissed. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
No worries.
You know what? Going back to what we were talking about, bad things happen in life.
Yeah.
You can't control them, but you know what you can't control?
Your attitude.
Damn straight.
That's right.
This has been Papaa Kodzi, Denis Terzic. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
For sure, man.
Great talking to you.
Yeah.
We'll do another one soon. We got to make up for all that lost footage. Y'all don't know what happened, but
yeah, no, we have to run it back. I appreciate spending this time with you. It's definitely been like beneficial to me, even me talking, but me listening as well. And yeah, part 2 is gonna come soon.
Coming soon. Great men
100%.
inspire great men.
For sure.
It's been real.
Yeah.
This has been the Denis Terzic Show. Take care.
How it going?